Very good evening to all brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Today is the 3rd October 2023. 南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨。南无观世音菩萨。南无阿弥陀佛。南无阿弥陀佛。南无阿弥陀佛。南无弥勒佛。南无弥勒佛。南无弥勒佛。南无普贤菩萨。南无普贤菩萨。南无普贤菩萨。南无地藏王菩萨。南无地藏王菩萨。南无地藏王菩萨。南无佛菩萨。南无佛菩萨。南无佛菩萨。อะระหังสัมมาสัมพุทโธภะคะวาพุทธังภะคะวันตังอะภิวาเทมิสวากาโตภะคะวะตาธัมโมธัมมังนะมัสสามิสุปฏิปันโนภะคะวะโตสาวกสังโฆสังฆังนะมามินะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะบุตตังสรณังกัจฉามิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยัมปิพุทธังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยัมปิธัมมังสรณังกัจฉามิตติยัมปิสังฆังสรณังกัจฉามิปานาติปาตาเวรมณีสิกขาปะดังสมาธิยามิอาดินาดานาเวรมณีสิกขาปะดังสมาธิยามิกาเมสุมิจฉาจาระเวรมณีสิกขาปะดังสมาธิยามิมุสาวาทาเวรมณีสิกขาปะดังสมาธิยามิสุราเมรยามัจจาปมาดัฏฐานาเวรมณีสิกขาปะดังสมาธิยามิปฏิปาพุจกันนาสารปฏิเตนะดิเปนะตามะดังสีนะติโลกาติปังสัมพุทธังปูจายามิตโมนุทังกันดาสัมบารยุเตนะดุเปนะหังสุกังหินะปูจาเยปูจานิยังตังปูจาปัจจานามุตตมังวันนากันดากุโนเปตังเอตังกสุมาสันตตินปูจายามิโมนินดาสสิริปาดาสโรโรเฮปูเจมิบุตังกสุเมนาเนนะปุณเนนะมัตเตนะเชโหตุโมกังภูปังมิลายติยัตตาอิดังเม Kayo tatta yati vinasa bhavang Adivase tu no bante Paniyang parikapitang Anukampang upadaya Patikan hatu mutamang Adivase tu no bante Pale parikapitang Anukampang upadaya Patikan hatu mutamang Adivase tu no bante Pujanang parikapitang Anukampang upadaya Patigan hatu mutamang. Now we shall chant the Puja aspiration based on our understanding of the significance of all these Puja offerings. Significance of offering of light. May this offering of light to the Buddha brings forth the causes and conditions to illuminate our mind and help arise the needed clarity and understanding to dispel all darkness or ignorance therein. Significance of offering of water. May this offering of pure, clear, cool water lead us to the pure, clear Dhamma that cools and doses off the fires of all defilements within our mind. Significance of offering of incense. May our morality, virtue, and understanding shine forth far and wide, just like the fragrance of this incense, which we are offering to the Blessed One, who is perfect in wisdom and virtue. Significance of offering of fruits. May this offering of fruits remind us of the Dana Parami of generosity and the fruit of our karma, so that we will diligently strive on with heedfulness to attain the path and fruition as soon as possible. Significance of offering of flowers. May this constant offering of flowers to the Blessed One strengthen our faith and constantly remind us of the impermanence of this body, so that we will diligently and sincerely strive on to cultivate Sila, Samadhi, and Panya, leading to ultimate liberation, the born-free Nibbana. Making of oral aspiration. By the power of all these merits, born of these offerings, may our spiritual faculty of Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, and Panya be further strengthened until they become balas or power, sharing and transfer merits to all beings. May these merits be shared and transferred to all beings without exception, especially to those who have the condition and affinity to receive them. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dang Pujemi. Dhammang Pujemi. Sanghang Pujemi. Just relax and maintain some form of attention. Today, before we start, maybe I want to continue a bit of just now what we discussed before we start. It's okay, even though it's not recorded. They were asking me about the XinJiang trip. I told them it's very beautiful. Then what is important is it's like meant to be. Actually, many years back, a lot of people have been telling me about XinJiang, but I don't feel like going because at that time, I don't know why. There was nothing, no sign, nothing. But this trip was like meant to be. Suddenly, Hsuan before text me and say, but still want to join us or not? I think sometime in July or what, or June, I forgot already. Then I say, should be okay because by now I know the high-speed train already things has become like more modern. That's why I got this feeling that this place I have to go, but I don't know why I have to go. The only thing I know is the nature there very beautiful, but I didn't know about the history and the culture until when I was there. That's why it's like meant to be. My advice is, you want to go north, Beijing, don't go south. Because south still a lot of things not as developed as the north. Yeah, the resources are mainly in the north. In the south, I think I met XinJiang and the group. They are about 16 days, I think they travel there. We are 11 days. But they say the toilet condition is still not good. Then their trip is very tiring, and a lot of endurance is needed. But if you cannot take it, not easy. Almost everybody fall sick and got a lot of problems. But what I want you to understand is these are the places where you have the understanding, you go, you benefit. Like I told you all about the Pakwa Chen, the Pakwa city, where they did the formation of the Pakwa Chen. Very strange, that place when I was nearby there. The energy is very strong. There is a type of energy inside there. That's why it can actually tame the people that try to revolt and rebel and all those things. All this formation, they exist because these are nature's formation. Man and nature must harmonize. Then you know how to develop this formation. It can help you temporarily, but it may not last long. That's why you look at all the civilization, everything, they come and they go. Because things evolve, change. So like I mentioned just now, XinJiang is a very unique region. Population only 28 million, about 2% of what China has. But the whole area is so rich in minerals, oil and gas, minerals, rare metal, and a lot of what they call resources that enable them to actually prosper. 2% of population, the landmass is quite big. It accounts for almost 30 or to 40% of China's GDP, That's the figure. Then the central government was very good. They saw the potential. That's why they developed the area, the Belt and Road project, the last 10 years. And it has taken off and developed a lot of benefits to a lot of countries all over the world. So what happened was, that area was the old Silk Road, the gateway to the West, actually. And there are civilizations before that, Buddhist civilization, the Dunhuang area or thing, which is in the south. Then you have the population, the minority group, 42 of them. Most of them are Muslim, but they are nomads and they are simple people, Greek people. But the China government was good, able to convince them, unite them, and make them into an autonomous region. They call it an autonomous region. Means they are given a lot of special right and retain their entity and all those things, their culture, everything. So because of that, it's the way China developed the innovative understanding. It's just like Hong Kong when they hand back one country, two systems, and they developed the understanding, the harmony. Then even Macau and other areas. So this autonomous region was not easy. Actually, that whole frontier, they got 8 countries surrounding them. And they call it the mountain range or the Tian Shan with the snow cap. And because of China's innovation and ability to bail out all this, every year, 4 or 5 months, the snow-capped mountain will melt because spring and summer. Then they dam up the water. And that whole lake, you may think it's a lake, which is very big. But during the winter, it's frozen. You can skate on it, drive on it, and run on it and all those things. So they use the water from there, which is very clean. And the latest I read is they able to culture salmon fish and all those things. That's why they don't need to buy from Japan now. The water, the quality and also is better than the ocean over in Japan side, Fukushima and Finland, all those things. So because of that, they're able to do this. Then they use the water from this snow-capped mountain to irrigate the Gobi Desert. The whole area actually not habitable one, very tough condition. But because of the innovation, the technology and the resources, and the government now got money, that's why they actually developed the area. And the whole area has become the very developed and fastest growing Belt and Road region, connecting to the what they call West. And because they border 8 countries, Russia, all the Uzbekistan, Turkestan, I don't know what, a lot of ton. Then Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, all these countries. But they managed to develop what they call Middle Asia. That's why they got the summit, everything. So the approach by China is harmony. It's actually to benefit everybody, to prosper thy neighbor, not to like create issue or problem and all that. So the way they actually look at all this and plan all this is really a marvel. Then you look at the culture, the history, they actually retain a lot of things. And it is because of the causes and conditions, and China is supposed to rise again. That's why this XinJiang region is a region that is very unique and meant to be. The last 10 to 15 years, they discover a lot of oil and gas there. Like the China guy told us, he said, they are so rich in oil, it's like the oil is overflowing everywhere. Wherever you go, you just dig 60 feet, you get the oil already, and gas. So now they actually do a lot of things there. And they don't need to sink all the deep pipe to get the oil. They got a lot of these small rigs that actually can pump all the oil and gas out very fast and very easily. And they got a lot. And the whole highway, you go around that whole region, you can see. Then the whole Gobi Desert has become a lot of transformed oasis with a lot of area habitable, have water, have now with the solar and wind, electricity, power, everything they have now, high-speed train. So you look at how they transform the area, is a marvel really, and it benefited China a lot. I think that bulb just blew. It's okay. That's why these are phenomena. So it's like China. They accidentally discovered the area, and it like in Cantonese, you say "Mo tin tin phát đạt." So much resources down there as well. Then now all these countries surrounding, they like to work with China. Then the Belt and Road spread all over the year. So it's a new world order, multipolar world and all those things. I think it's good for the future of the world. That's why I say it's meant to be. So it so happened at this time, I got a condition, Sui Army phone contacted me, so I went. And it's really a beautiful trip. Then when you're there, you silence your mind. You really become different. You are completely present there. Your consciousness is different. That's why almost everybody, the schedule was so hectic, almost everybody sick. And I think on the 5th, 6th day, a lot of people sick already, cannot move. Then there was one 80 years old one, most of the time in the bus. Then the 70-year-old one was struggling. But the 60-year-old one also collapsed. 63. So that's why when you want to travel, make sure you're young, you go. But this time around, I was lucky. My health was good. I last 2 days only felt some irritation on the throat. I was okay the whole trip. until I come back, I still okay, except the throat starts to give me problem. Then I rested a few days, I recovered. So this is the brief sharing. As usual, relax body and mind. Maintain awareness, just aware. Don't try to know, don't try to do anything. At the moment you are without thought, you're already aware. So don't try to create thinking, unnecessary thinking, or perception, or activity that will stir the mind. That's why I say don't try to know. The trying to know is the mundane mind that wants to perceive, go to memory and create all the thinking. Then the views, opinion, conditioning, belief system will make you heedless, stir your mind. That's why don't try to know, don't try to do, because the doing is always by the thought, which is the mundane mind. So when thinking or mundane mind is active, you cannot be aware. That nature cannot surface. So awareness-based meditation, when you understand, you don't do anything technically. You just relax and maintain awareness so that you don't fall asleep. Otherwise you will doze off. But you are very tired, you need to rest, you rest. But try to maintain awareness. That's why the second support, maintaining awareness, is also very important. The first support is relax body and mind completely. Feel yourself completely relaxed, at ease. Then maintain awareness. Then whatever happens, let it happen. Thought arise, aware, finish. Sensation arise, aware, finish. Whatever consciousness arise, aware, finish. It can be smell, taste, tactile, or even thinking or thought process. Aware, finish. Then of course, when you have this vision inside you, like mental formation, or when you close your eye, there are some mental formation or images inside that. You just maintain awareness, aware and let it be. That's why I use the word aware, finish. No more thinking, no more proliferation of thought and mind. Just maintain awareness. Mindfully come out of the meditation. Then try to maintain whatever inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness that you have developed for as long as you can. These are the what we call meditative mind state that you need to cultivate the daily mindfulness, to develop heedfulness in the midst of life so that you are ever mindful, constantly meditative. And this is most important. That's why the Buddha said heedfulness is the path to the deathless. The heedful never die, whereas you cannot develop this ability to be heedful. The Buddha said, the heedless are as if dead. So he said, heedlessness is the path to the dead. So if you are not able to have this ability to be aware, heedful, constantly meditative, then you become heedless. And when you are heedless, you don't stand a chance. That's why I say you are as if dead. You may be conscious of life, alive, but you are not aware of what is going on, and you cannot understand true reality. And all these are the important understanding that you need to understand life and to awaken. That's why mindfulness is very important. Of course, mindfulness is only one of the 5 spiritual faculties, but it's the most important. The others are Saddha Virya, means faith in the Buddha and his teaching, and the spiritual zeal or tenacity to cultivate to go this way. Then you develop sati. Once you stabilize this sati, samadhi will fall into place. With sati and samadhi, you can see things as they are, develop the wisdom and awaken. That is what awareness-based meditation is all about. So without this ability to be aware and mindful, you can't develop the understanding and the awakening. Invocation to the Devas. In this universe, in the entirety, let the deities of Devas come here. Let them hear the good teachings of the King of Sages, which gives heaven and release, Nibbana. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. Samanta Chakavalesu Atra Gachantu Devata Saddhamang Munirajasa Sunantu Sakemokadang Dhamma Svanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Svanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Svanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Iti Peso Bhagava Arahang Samma Sambuddho Vijja Charana Sampano Sugato Loka Vidu Anuttaro Purisa Dhammasarti Satta Deva Manusanang Buddho Bhagavati Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Akaliko Ehipasiko Opanayiko Pajatang Veditado Vinohiti Supatipano Bhagavato Sangho Ujjopatipano Bhagavato Sangho Nyayapatipano Bhagavato Sangho Samicipatipano Bhagavato Sangho Yadidang Chattari Purisa Yogani Atta Purisa Pugala Esa Bhagavato Sangho Ahoneyo Pahoneyo Dakineyo Anjali Karaneyo Anuttarang Punyang Ketang Lokasati Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, you all can be seated. Just relax, maintain some more attention, then we continue. We will go to the sutta. We are at page 480. Take a look at this line of the Dhamma Flower Sutta. So we'll continue from there. And say but once, Namo Buddhaya. They have realized the Buddha way. So this is so powerful. Even that chanting Namo Buddhaya is powerful. This will pave the way for cultivators of the way to ultimately realize the Buddha way. Even though at that time he was a thief, he planted good roots through his recitation, and so in the future he can certainly become a Buddha. This is called vigor in opposition and in accord. Even though he was a thief, he still recited the Buddha's name. The Buddha did not help him steal the heavenly spirit's head, but the Buddha does treat everyone equally. So this is Shenhua's commentary. Those who recite, be they good or evil, obtain the same efficacious response. It also depends on how you recite. If you have the faith, the efficacy is more intense. Then if you have the mindfulness, the awareness, and then you develop the spiritual faculty, your chanting becomes different. Then the sutta says, hearing this, you should not make the mistake of thinking, if the thief recited the Buddha's name is Namo Buddhaya and stole the heavenly spirit's head, I will go recite the Buddha's name and steal, perhaps the earthly spirit's silver head, or maybe some valuable human head. You cannot get away with this. The thief who stole the heavenly spirit head knew nothing about the Buddha Dhamma. Perhaps he had heard someone say in passing, it is good to recite the Buddha's name. And so when he was afraid, it occurred to him that he should recite it. He had certainly never studied the Buddha Dhamma, but because of that act, it helped him. So students of the Buddha Dhamma should take care not to use the awesome virtue of the Buddha recitation or lean on the Buddha's light to help them steal with impunity. You cannot do that. Once you have studied the Buddha Dhamma and know that stealing is against the law, you go ahead and do it. Your offense is very severe. Here Shenhua say double. Means you do on purpose when you already know it's not correct. So the intensity is more severe. This is something you should all understand clearly. Why do I bring this up? It's because there was once a monk who before leaving the home life had been in the army. Later on, he studied the Buddha Dhamma and had great faith in the Buddha recitation. Before he left home, he himself recited, and he led others in recitation. 5 or 6 years after he left home, he ran off to Tao Feng Mountain in Hong Kong, where they specialize in convincing those who have left home to return to lay life. When the monk got there, he took up a job as a cook. Those who left home always went off their vegetarian diet when they went there. As a cook, the monk thought that because he recited the Buddha's name, he could save the living being as he killed them. So as he killed or cut off the chicken's head, he would recite Namo Amitabha Buddha, means Namo Amitofo. He thought that by reciting, he could cross over the chickens as he killed them. But in the end, when he had been there for a while, a little over half a year, he went insane and died. So you cannot do this kind of thing. So what Shenhua is trying to explain is, ignorance is not a reason for you to do things wrong way. Ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is very severe. So out of ignorance or delusion, you do it, then the consequence will be there. Everyone should be particularly clear about it. If you deliberately violate a precept, the offense is triple. This is Xuanhua's version. He had no authority to do such a thing. It is true that reciting the Buddha's name will save living beings. You have the power to see that as you kill them, they are for sure being reborn in the land of ultimate bliss. That is different. That is one thing. But if you cannot actually see it happen, if you do not have the power, you cannot. You cannot just say, I'm hoping that they will be born in the land of ultimate bliss, means 极乐世界, the Western paradise. That is not good enough. Hearing this account, do not misunderstood or understand that and think that as long as you recite the Buddha's name, you can, it shouldn't be clear, you can overcome karmic offenses. Those who recite the Buddha's name should not commit the slightest offense or make the slightest mistake. Because recitation is recitation. It cannot help you to cover your evil intent or act. Karma is moral causation. So when you are deluded, you kill or you harm, believing that by doing so you can help them. Unless you have such vow, you have developed the Bodhisattva vow that can bring forth the causes and conditions to take them across. Otherwise, it's not really possible. And Sharon said, I knew that monk personally. Later on, he went insane. When he went insane, he wanted to see me. He knew that he could see me. Perhaps he would have some hope of eradicating his karmic offenses. But he never did get to see him. His name was Homage and was the grand disciple of Hsuan Lao和尚. So that is the commentary of Xuanhua. Then the next part of the sutra is, be it from Buddha of the past, while existent or after their extinction, those who have heard this Dhamma have realized the Buddha way. The world-honored one of the future are limitless in number. So this one you have to have the understanding. World-honored one means the Samasa Buddha. The future Samasa Buddha that come, they are limitless in number. All of these thus come ones will also speak the Dhamma or expedient devices. All of the thus come one, by means of limitless expedient devices, help all living beings to enter the Buddha's non-outflow wisdom, means the supreme vehicle wisdom. Of those who have heard the Dhamma, none will fail to become Buddhas. So that is the efficacy. Okay, and outline, showing the virtue of the ultimate cause gained by hearing the sutta. The Buddha of the future, dispensing the provisional, revealing the actual, the singularity of the cultivator. Now we go to the commentaries. Be it from the Buddha of the past, while existent or after the extinction. The commentaries explanation is, perhaps they were in the world, or perhaps they have realized Nibbana or entered Nibbana. Those who have heard this Dhamma, see, even hearing it is powerful enough, good enough. If there are those who have heard the wonderful Dhamma Lotus Flower Sutta, they have already realized the Buddha way. Because all Buddha of the past has spoken this sutta. All Buddha of the present are speaking this sutta. And all Buddha of the future will speak this sutta. All those who have heard is wonderful Dhamma have already accomplished the Buddha path. They have all finally become Buddhas. So the well-honored ones of the future are limitless in number. Means they cannot be counted. All of these thus come one will also speak the Dhamma or expedient devices. They will first speak the provisional teaching and later return to the real teaching. All of the thus come one in the 10 directions by means of limitless expedients, employing the countless Dhamma doors, help all living beings to enter the Buddha's non-outflow wisdom. They cause all living beings to obtain the non-outflow wisdom of the Buddha. Means go beyond actually the Arahant way to realize Sammasambuddhahood. Yes, even the Arahant, they may have developed the understanding, the wisdom to cease their segmented life, birth and death. But they still have outflow of thought. Their mundane mind has not collapsed and ceased. So there is the difference. That one still, to the mind, there is still outflow. So the one that realizes Sammasambuddhahood is the complete perfection without outflow, where the mundane mind has collapsed and they have realized the true mind, the nature within. Of those who have heard the Dhamma means hearing this Dhamma simply means hearing the wonderful Dhamma, Lotus Flower Sutta. See, the moment you hear, I say, none will fail to become Buddhas. The reason being, if you have affinity during the sasana when the Sammasambuddha is around and you can listen to this sutta, means you already have your parami and you will bring forth the causes and conditions for you to hear this and receive all this teaching again in the future. And like the sutta explained, the number of Sammasambuddha, the thus come one, is limitless. They continue to come. So, in the distant future, somehow, when you have that condition to just listen to that very unique, wonderful Dhamma, Lotus Flower Sutta, you will definitely become a Sammasambuddha. That's why he used the word, none will fail to become Sammasambuddha. Of those who have heard the wonderful Dhamma, Lotus Flower Sutta, not one of them in the future will not become a Buddha. So we are now able to hear this sutta, and in the future, each of us will have the opportunity to become Buddhas. Several thousand years ago, Sakyamuni Buddha gave us all the predictions of future Buddhahood. That time actually a lot of his disciples, he was able to give prediction. Therefore, we who had the opportunity to hear this sutta should not take ourselves lightly. So what he's trying to tell you, you should count your great blessings. Because this condition are very rare. In the future, you can become Sammasambuddha. You should not think that reciting the Buddha's name is such a simple thing to do. We recite the Buddha's name once and do not find it difficult. But why is it not difficult? It is because of our karmic offenses are not all that severe or deep. People with karmic obstruction may want to recite the Buddha's name, but they are unable to do so. That's why take care of karma. Karmic obstruction can be very, very detrimental. They are obstructed by their karmic obstruction or obstacles. So they cannot even recite if they want to. That's why I used to share with you all. Karmic obstruction, you have to ask for forgiveness and develop the ability to overcome them. Otherwise, when they arise, they really obstruct you from receiving the teaching and understanding. So they are obstructed by their karmic obstruction or obstacle, so they cannot even recite it, even if they want to. Take for example Devadatta. He could only recite Namo, that's it. His karmic obstacle was so heavy, he could not say the word Buddha. So karmic obstruction, they are very, very real. When they arise to develop this, what they call obstruction, in Mahayana Mandarin term they call 障碍, means they actually obstruct and prevent. That's why you cannot see means cannot see. You cannot understand means you cannot understand. The Dhamma may be spoken by a Sammasambuddha, but when you have karmic obstruction, it's like not Dhamma to you at all. And you will have the karmic obstruction to prevent you from understanding. That obstruction can take a long time unless you know how to actually ask for forgiveness sincerely and break that karmic obstruction. That's why what I have taught you all in the early days is also in the Bodhisattva vow, the yellow card. That format to ask for forgiveness is very important. Then Xuanhua mentioned an event in China also took place, which proved that those with heavy karmic obstruction are unable to recite the Buddha's name. In China during the Southern Song dynasty, there was a great minister by the name of Qin Gui. Qin Gui or Qin Guai. Qin Guai, sorry, pronunciation not accurate, Qin Guai. He had a few gurus, and so he was very intelligent and placed first as a Zhuangyan, means he was a top scholar in the imperial exam. But after he became an official, he grew envious of the worthy and jealous of the talented. In this way, he created a great deal of karmic obstacle or offensive karma. One of the worst deeds was to have 越妃而游妃, murdered. The karmic offense he had created was extremely heavy because Astor Bodhisattva had a close affinity with him. This one, you better be careful. If you murder somebody with these great beings as a good friend, affinity, you will get into big trouble. He came to take him across, means Astor Bodhisattva, because of the close affinity, take him across. He made a plan in advance. I will go there, and if I can just get him to recite the word Buddha, I will release him from all of his offense. Then the Astor Bodhisattva turned himself into a bhikshu and went to see Qin Gui. Qin Gui was at the height of his political career, a prime minister to the emperor. When he saw the monk approaching, he called to him and engaged him in a conversation. The monk exhorted him to recite the Buddha's name, but he would not do so, he said. You really should recite the Buddha's name. A man in your high position, but he refused to recite it. You know why? Karmic obstruction. What use is recitation? He replied. He said, he simply would not say that word. All a star Bodhisattva wanted him to do is to say the word Buddha only once, and then he could free Qin Gui of his offense. But Qin Gui refused to say it. Then as the Bodhisattva manifests spiritual penetration, he used his wings. In the 42 hands, there is one called the white wings hand. Isn't there? Those who have left home carry them to brush away the mosquito. Anyway, the earth-star Bodhisattva brushed him with his wing, and Qin Gui was forced to kneel in front of him. He wanted to get up, but tried as he might. He could not do so. Then earth-star Bodhisattva held out his palm and said, "Tell me what word it is that I am writing on my palm." As he wrote the word Buddha, for all Qin Gui had to do was to say it. That is the word Buddha, in order to be free from all his karmic offense. But what do you think Qin Gui did? His heavenly eloquence burst forth and said, "When young, I was a top scholar. Now, I'm an imperial scholar. Every piece of literature in the country must first be shown to me. If I could not even read that word, how could I have become the Prime Minister? I can read that word, all right, but I will not say it for you." All he had to do was to read it, but he would not do so. Seeing this, the earth-star Bodhisattva realized all his karmic offense is indeed heavy. There is really no way I can save him. So later, Qin Gui fell into the Avijji hell. So this was the story. Karmic obstruction can make you very arrogant. This proves that recitation of the Buddha's name is not a simple matter. Why should we ordinarily recite the Buddha's name? In preparation for the time when our life comes to an end, and we will need to do so. If we need to recite when our lives are coming to an end, why not just wait until then? This is the way they think. Why do you have to recite now? You ask. So a lot of people don't understand. They always say, don't worry. When the time comes, in fact, there is a lot of cultivators, they have been advised, and they also believe this is true. He said, actually, don't worry. You cultivate also no use. Most important thing is the last minute before you die. That thought must be pure thought, he said. No negativity, no delusion. So you stay silent. You develop metta and all those things. And you think it can happen or not. Because they don't understand. Karmic consciousness, before you even die, will take over. Understand? Because your karmic offense, that karmic consciousness, they will actually override your conscious mind. Your knowledge of no use. You are not able to do what you want to do. So karmic conditioning, the karmic consciousness, when they arise, it is like what the Buddha said. You are born of your karma, heir to your karma, conditioned and supported by your karma. And you are what you are because of karma. There is nothing you can do. Always remember that. Don't hope for the last moment. In Mandarin, they got a saying, what, 抱佛脚, 平时不烧香, then last minute 抱佛脚. No use, understand? Because the karmic is not something you can understand. But if it's something you do habitual, Like you every time chant. That's why the Mahayana they chant. Amitofo, Amitofo, Amitofo. Or Kuan Yin Pusa. So they chant until it becomes part of their nature. So before they die, that habitual tendency, that faith, they will arise or no. Even the karmic consciousness, they will be chanting that. That's why they will have birth in the land of the ultimate bliss, because you cultivate affinity with Amitabha Buddha or Kuan Yin Bodhisattva or any of the great beings. So all this, cultivator of the way have to develop understanding. You have to do your homework diligently, with faith, with understanding, and do not be heedless. Do not have this crazy idea, everything last minute. Cannot. I tell you, last minute is for the heedless, deluded, not for the cultivator of the way. The cultivator of the way prepare and develop and stabilize all this. So the other thing that you have to understand, you listen to this. If you don't develop mindfulness until that stability, until you can be heedful, you don't know how to die. You definitely don't know how to die. At the moment of death, you cannot maintain awareness. The karmic consciousness take over and you are gone. Yeah. But you have developed them before. Very strange. Before you die, that nature will arise. Like I explained to you all before. This life, when I was young, 8 or 9 years old, before I even know the Dhamma, before I even cultivate anything, I had this out of the body experience. You remember the consciousness came out. Actually, I died. But the whole process of it happening very funny. I never cultivate. I didn't do anything. But my past. At that moment, even as a kid at that time, my awareness came out, and I saw how my craving force that bind me to this physical body that time as a child, how it dissipates. It dissipates. Then there was no fear, nothing. Then I was witnessing the thing. Then how after it dissipates, it free my consciousness, and my consciousness drifted out. Then I was up there, and my physical body was down there. That's why at that time I was telling myself, no fear, nothing. Then I know how to die. Means what? What gives me the ability? Because my nature in the past, I have done that before. So whether this life, when I come as a form of mind, whether I got Dhamma or not, my nature know what to do. That's why once you have gone through that type of cultivation, you will know how to die. You will never die. Deluded. The awareness nature is there. So this is something that my nature came to realize and know. That's why I say, do not be heedless. Train your mind to be heedful until that mindfulness and heedfulness is a part of you. Then that thing will surface when your, what they call, segmented life is about to end. So the karmic consciousness, they cannot come and overpower you, because the awareness is a purifying force. That nature will surface. And all the bodhisattva vow, everything that you have, they will bring forth the Bodhi mind. And that Bodhi mind is your true mind, your silent mind. And that is the one that will surface. That's why you must have all this understanding, the faith, the confidence, the sincerity. Then develop the ability to silence your mind, stabilize the awareness nature, so that that nature is always with you. This is what you need to develop. Okay, we go back to the sharing. Everything is a question of the habit. See, habitual tendency, good and bad. If your cultivation is developed until it has become a part of you, means it's like your habitual tendency. This is what you want to do. This is what you have faith in. And this is what will actually bring forth the causes and conditions when you lose control of your conscious mind. Things that you habitually do will be repeated and it will come forth to actually help you. Karma is the same. If you always heedless and do all those negativity of what they call heedless thinking, then this heedless thinking will override and become your habitual tendency that will condition the rebirth accordingly. So everything is a question of habit. If you do not do something as a rule, then when your life is drawing to a close, you will not remember how to recite the Buddha say. This one, XinJiang put it correctly. You don't think it's very easy. Before I die, I just recite Namo Amitabha Buddha or Amitofo. You think so easy? You go and try. That is why now in ordinary time we should learn how to recite and cultivate the pure land Dhamma. Then when our life is over, we can be reborn in the land of ultimate bliss. That's why very strange. This like I English educated, but somehow when I hear the chanting, my nature like drawn to it, and inside know how to chant on. Very strange. That's why when I came this life, when I was young, I go to the Kuan Yin Miao with my mother. Then I heard this, my nature respond, and like inside, know how to chant, automatic, no need to like advise by people or what. Then when I go in and pay respect also, all the dainty, I cannot pay respect. I only pay respect to Kuan Yin, Sakyamuni Buddha, and the four great beings. Very funny one. Then all the medium and all those things, my mother take me in and asked me to offer joystick, offer whatever that he bring. I out of respect for her, I take the joystick, I count 1 to 10, then I put it down. Because I can't, because this nature somehow have the understanding. It cannot do all this. And of course my mother don't know. But the very strange thing is, Pai Ti Kong, you know that. Actually, Saka is a noble one, no? He's a Sotapan, no? First stage of saver. So every year, Che Gao, Pai Ti Kong, my mother will call all of us, come and pay respect to Ti Kong. Then very strange, the Pai Ti Kong, I never count 1 to 10. I just have joy. Then I say, okay lah. So I clasp my hand, then I silence my mind. Then after that, I put the joystick down. Like pay respect, that's it. At that time, I don't know the Dhamma yet. I don't know what all this. But naturally, you know what to do. That's why whatever you do before in the past, it become a part of you. And your nature inside will respond will know. So all of your cultivation is not wasted on. Don't go and deludedly think. It's just like you work so hard for what? Finally you have to die. No. Whatever you have cultivated never get lost. Understand? That's why do not be heedless. Be heedful. Then everything will be an inheritance. Then you will not fall. Otherwise, not easy. This way, it's not easy. Today, actually, Joyce, don't know why, last night he texted me. He said, but tomorrow you're free at 9:30 morning. Take you for breakfast. She came 9:20. After that, she stayed until when? After lunch, almost dinner already. Then only he sent me back and left. In between, the condition arise. He talked to me about Dhamma, non-stop, and I don't know why it's her affinity. A lot of this Dhamma, not easy to understand. but she was attentively listening, and she knew beautiful word, but she cannot comprehend yet. So it's meant to be where she very sincere. She do a lot of things for us, the activity, or like gathering of Kayametta, our MC. And he today told me the same thing. But I don't know why in the introduction I say, your nature is like that one. Your duty is to share. You remember? After that, whether people understand, don't understand, follow, don't follow, nothing to do with you. Oh, I said, not bad. Because I fulfill my vow. So I do my duty. That's it. Then the world is the world. Condition like that, things be like that. Living beings are just the way they are. The easiness of things. Everything is not what you think. Phenomenal world. Condition arising, dependent originating. He know you. He know it. All this, how many people can understand? This type of teaching, this type of Dhamma is so profound. Oh, he keep on listening. He say, Allah, brother, I also don't know why I say that. I say because you have the affinity in. So that reward comes so fast. We just had our gathering Sunday. Tuesday, he made the appointment. Then everything happened. And during the breakfast, during the lunch, we talk Dhamma. Come back here also. Until the husband Clifford called many times. But he very lucky. Every time he called, there's a reason why he can stay on. He said, I'm discussing Dhamma and also learn about the investment thing from Brother Theo. So that one, actually, I think Clifford called 3-4 times, but every time called him. Then he said, meant to be, no need to go home. Otherwise, sure I have to go home. So I said, before I left the car, I said, you tell Clifford, sorry for occupying your wife's time for so long. So she also laughed. He said, this one very important, no? Spend more time in future, very useful. Otherwise, how can you have opportunity to listen to this? And this is not something that come by naturally. And everything just come out like that. That's why meant to be will be one. Not meant to be, you come also no use one. Oh, Queenie is here. Yeah. That's why Queenie come. It cannot talk Dhamma to him, her one. I don't know why. Very seldom. But she do a lot of things. She have faith also. Because it's the way your nature is. It's the way you cultivate, the way you actually perfect it. So what you do has its causes and condition to unfold all this. Like I always say, my nature is just that nature. It accord and flow. It does not favor, it does not do anything. If you don't have the causes and condition, of course I will rejoice and all that, but that's about all. But if it's meant to be, people I don't know also, the Dhamma will come out. That's why it's very strange, very unique. Anyway, we have to go back to the sharing, otherwise I wouldn't end. Then the question is, why should we reborn in the land of ultimate bliss, the Western paradise, you ask? It is because of the vow of Amitabha Buddha. You must understand the 48 great vows. In the coastal ground when he was a bhikkhu as Fang Zhang. Oh, Fang Zhang is the Dhamma treasury. Now I learn. He made 48 great vows, 48大愿, and said, after I become a Buddha, of all the living beings in the 10 directions, if there is one who call upon my name, who recite my name as Amitabha Buddha, means Namo Amitofo, I shall certainly guide them to my land, means the land of ultimate bliss, the pure. That's why these are the vows they make. Guan Yin also said, those who call upon my name or for how or whatever, even Om Mani Padme Hum, enough, there will be a response. So all these are the affinity that they have actually perfected for cultivator of the way to have affinity, to have access. So cultivation is not difficult. You know all this, you just recite. That's why a lot of people don't understand. Pure land, is it authentic Theravada teaching? You ask like that, how to answer you? You want to know authentic or not, but you limit it to Theravada teaching. Theravada don't teach like that. But the thing is, they use this word, they are limited knowledge. They say, you chant, no need to cultivate, can become enlightened man. That's what they will tell you. But they don't know what is chanting. I explained before. When you chant with faith, your saddha, spiritual faculty is there. Then it will drives you, the virya. Then when you chant until the chanting and the awareness become one, that is sati, that is mindfulness, that is awareness. Then when that one stabilizes, it becomes samadhi. Then they will understand the teaching. They will understand the sutta. They will see things as the wisdom will arise, the understanding will. That's how the spiritual faculty transform their cultivation. And you still think, no Four Noble Truth, no Noble Eightfold Path, how to become enlightened. The main cultivation is the spiritual faculty. When the spiritual faculty is there, you can see things as they are. You awaken to the universal characteristics. The Four Noble Truths will all fall into place. The wisdom will arise. The universal characteristic, they will stand up. They will awaken to it. They will insight into phenomena and realize all this. That's how they transform. So before you have all this understanding, please don't simply comment. My advice is have an open mind. So here, Amitabha says, I shall certainly guide them to the land of ultimate bliss. They can come to the Western paradise and eventually realize Buddhahood. So this is because of his vow. So in his land, the people will be transformally born from the lotus flower, means not the normal birth. And their body will be clear and pure. Because of the vows made by Amitabha Buddha, all living beings now who cultivate the Dhamma door of Buddha name recitation will find it. This is the easiest of all the Dhamma door. That's why a lot of Mahayana monks, finally, it seems you go and find out. They say, ultimately, at first they go the wisdom way. They follow the Mahayana, all the Leng Yan Jing, the Surangama Sutta, the Heart Sutta. But finally, they still agree is Jingtu, the pure land, the chanting. They still go that way. Not to say they go that way, because the understanding automatically unfolds. Like my nature when I come, this Ami for, and the constant, it come by itself, and very powerful inside there. When I was in Cameron Island in the early 80s, I remember. Wow, they all do the chanting. I can follow around for very mindful. Hey, inside very strong. Oh, then how you explain all this? I'm an English educated. I don't know all these things. But automatic. And I know how this teaching come about and how it can unfold. So, unless you have the past, the understanding, you cannot explain all this. You cannot understand all this. That's why you need great beings to guide you. That's why Kayanamittaship, like the Buddha said, is 100% of the holy life. And the one that is the greatest of all the Kayanamitta are the great beings and the Sammasambuddha, where they really have the understanding and the teaching. If you meet them, you will be home, provided you have the appropriate affinity. Don't go and create like Devadatta through anger, through vengeance and all those things. Then you vow until so strong. Life after life, you want to come after him. But finally, he also predicted to be a Pachika Buddha. So not too bad. You can be around them, I think. No matter what you do, ultimately, you will still have developed the appropriate condition to be free. You look at Devadatta, you look at Angulimala, killed so many and yet developed the affinity, and finally the Buddha came and helped them. So cultivation is not what you think. Because of the vow made by Amitabha Buddha, all the living beings now who cultivate the Dhamma door of Buddha recitation will find it easiest of the Dhamma door. This is very, very true. In the sutta, it is said, of those beings of the Dhamma ending age, 末法世界, no one in a million who cultivates will obtain the way. You just imagine the probability. No one, no, even in 1 million who cultivate, no, will obtain the way. This is during the Dhamma ending age. If you don't have all this understanding, you go and cultivate, you are wasting your time. Unless you have your past, then you have affinity, Amitabha. That's why Amitabha's Pure Land teaching is to help people during the Dhamma ending age. Only through the practice of the recitation of the Buddha's name will they be reborn in the land of ultimate bliss and thereby be saved. Now it is the Dhamma ending age. Yeah, Xuanhua tell you, ending already. So fast. I thought got 4,500 years. I thought still got about 2,000 years. But never mind. But he himself mentioned, he said, if you think it's Dhamma ending age, it is Dhamma ending age. Where your thought created it. So people ask him, is it true that during the Dhamma ending age and all things, then they want to know when is the Dhamma ending age. He said, now is the Dhamma ending age. Where you don't take it seriously, to you is the Dhamma ending age. So in the West, however, it is not the Dhamma ending age. See, you could say it is the proper Dhamma age because he went over to America, transmit the Dhamma there. Understand? So this is because the Buddha Dhamma had just been transmitted to the West and it's just beginning to flourish. So many Americans like to sit in Dhyan meditation, is it? And this is a sign of the proper Dhamma age. So a lot of these people where the Dhamma has been there very long, until that like Dunhuang civilization all over. That's why you can say it's Dhamma ending age because it no longer have the what they call causes and conditions to flourish. It's like all civilization, the rise and fall of civilization. So Dhamma is the same. You look at the what they call the advent of Buddhism or the Buddha's teaching. When the Buddha around, it flourished, it came out. But a few hundred years after the Buddha, you can see the thing go down. Then until, of course, later when the Dhamma was transmitted to China, the Mahayana brought it up again until the sixth patriarch. It was predicted when the sixth patriarch come, the Dhamma will flourish again. That's what it happened. So until now, unless there are great beings that can do all this work, it's not easy. So if you don't have the affinity, you cannot meet them. There is no way. Okay, I read this and I finish. But the Dhamma door of the Buddha recitation can be cultivated in the proper Dhamma ending age. And it can also be cultivated in the proper Dhamma age and the Dhamma ending age. Both also can. So the Dhamma door of Buddha recitation can be cultivated during any period at all. So if you are not making progress with other methods or way of cultivation, you can cultivate the Dhamma door of Buddha recitation. That's why they feel that this is easier for most people. Okay, we end here. I mark this page. Okay, we are on page 485. Actually, Alicia texted me. He said, hopefully by her sharing, it can give faith to Kayametta. I said, Sadhu, very good. So now we have the honor to invite Sister Alicia to share about her recent trip to Uthai San with Reddy and Song. I think. Okay.
Good evening, Brother Yu, Mrs. Stew, and all Kayametta.
You can speak in Mandarin, no problem.
我的行程有一点点的长，而且很多的 encounter， 所以请大家给我一点点时间，耐心的听我讲。
可以。
As soon as we 就是我们一开始我们的行程一开车就是要去九华山，就是其实我阿松 Freddy 还有 Freddy 的 cousins 跟一个 China 的 friend 就是5个人在一辆车，然后我们就开车去。其实那个 journey 是900公里。
very far.
So 从泉州去到九华山，900公里。So 我又没有讲怎样，我就讲 OK 啊，就坐车去哦。So 当我们走到400公里的时候，就大概 lunch time， 所以我们就下高速去吃饭。
对。
然后 after 吃了饭，我们又回去高速，因为要 continue 我们的 journey。
对。
So 大概走了半个小时多一点点。然后刚刚我们的车经过一个很长的 truck 的时候，那个车就摇了一下。然后那个 driver 就把那辆车停在旁边，那就他就不发动了，就整个就停在那边。
对。
然后我们就几个人就全部人下来，然后他们就开始叫那个吊车highway 人来帮忙。So 当我在那一下的时候，我只是下了车，然后我就四周围看啊，you know， 就是because 你在路边嘛，是一个树林，那你怕有蛇啊或者其他东西，就是四周围这样 observe 一下。但过了20分钟之后，那里面告诉我，你可以在这里用功啊。
Sadhu。
你可以在这里用功，就是说，然后我就念地藏王菩萨的佛号
，Sadhu。
然后过了大概整20分钟，那个吊车来，帮忙的人也来，然后但是那个driver 去 start， 他又可以走了。
好料
然后我们就 continue 我们的 journey，然后去九华山。到了九华山的山脚的时候，其实 Mrs. Steele 也问我，上九华山那一段路是很斜，
对，
但是我的感觉是没有感觉，是一个轻飘飘的一个away 这样飘上到去上面，
Sadhu。
这么我就问我自己，为什么没有感觉？没有做梦，也没有头晕，就是没有感觉。
Very strange, because last time I remember every time we go out to Sampo Temple, she, Alicia, and PG must sit in front one because they got car sick one, bus sick, and all those things. That's why this trip, it's like meant to be. Something happened because her affinity with Dizang Wang Pusa is very exceptional. Last time, those who have heard her share and me share, you will know that chanting came to her. And she didn't know that was Dizang Wang Pusa chanting until later on she heard it on the internet. And a lot of things just happened. Continue. Sadhu.
就我们上到山，其实都已经很夜了，大概整10点多我们才吃晚餐。 然后就大家就休息，然后第二天，因为他的 cousin 不大熟嘛，所以他就 get 了一个导游来guide我们。所以我们第二天的行程是很 touch and go 的，就其实我们住那家民宿就在肉身宝殿的
旁边，隔壁，哇，沙度，
各几一个爬江嘛，
一排
就一个爬江，
对。
So 那天我就没有什么的，因为人很多，因为 Sunday 那天，所以没有什么做到来，然后就是去逛看一下了。然后第二天的早上我又起得很早，6点我就起来，然后我又回去那个肉身宝殿那边又再去。然后我就去那边，然后我就 pay respect。起初我是去 exercise， 然后我就去pay respect。然后 pay respect， 然后somehow我又不想走，我又想回去吃早餐，但是我又不想走，我又不明白为什么。然后我就看到原来那个地藏王菩萨旁边那边有一尊观音菩萨。然后我就在那边我看到了之后我就很发喜，我就在那边 pay respect。pay respect。然后 after that， 然后我又问我自己，我到底在这里做什么？然后但是它里面的 message 是说你帮众生包啊。
然
后我就很奇怪哈，然后我又没有想太多，然后包了，然后就回去吃早餐，然后 continue 我们的第二天的行程，就是我们要下山去那个99米的那个地藏王菩萨那个statue 那边。其实那边当你在山下看上去的时候，你会觉得哇，我们已经挺累的，然后我们又 you know 但是当我 first thing 我定了位置，我要上去，我一定要上去。然后我就讲 OK， 那我就先念地藏王菩萨的佛号。然后当我开始念的时候，好像其实不是对我心里面的是观音菩萨的佛号一直都在，但是要念地藏王菩萨 you know like OK 我就开始念，起初就念，但是自行念啦，没有念出声音，心念。然后走到差不多一小段的时候，然后我发觉到是脚步跟禅定是 S1 所以我上去的时候是很轻快的，就上去了。
Because of the awareness，
对，然后上到去，然后我等到阿宋来的时候，我们两个就绕佛。
很好。
绕佛绕了3次之后，然后就有一个地方，他们所谓的抱佛脚，就是 Brother 就讲的抱佛脚。然后过后
你们到金顶了啦，那个时候。
对，我们在那个
quite a distant one, the walk I remember quite a distant。
到最高那边的99米的，然后我们就去那个抱佛脚那个，然后you have to go 下去。然后我就去到那边，我看见他们有些爬上去他的脚拍照，有些又抱着他的脚，但是我做不到。
我不懂，我不懂我要
做什么，我不懂。
No need to follow。
我不懂我要做什么，然后我就跟他说讲，要不然我们去他的旁边 meditate 一下，看 have a feel of it。但是当我一坐下去，不是这样。然后我就这样子在四周围逛了一下，看一下，然后忽然间他很自然的整个身体就倒下去他的脚，我整个人好像像妈妈扑进去孩子这样，我就整个身贴下去，我的脸贴在他的脚。他给我的 understanding 是外面的所有的你要从里面去 away 去 outside。
Correct。
So 我 suddenly 原来是这样啊。
It's from that nature that manifests everything. That's why when you are inside, you can understand everything. When you are outside, you are with the mundane mind. You are lost in thought. There is no way you can comprehend what is going on. So the awareness nature within is the most important. That's why cultivation is about staying with the true mind, the silent mind, the awareness nature. Only that one can understand, nothing else. It's not the thought. The thought is always thought-based knowledge. Very good, 很好。
Yeah, Virgil, actually, 我觉得这一趟我去这一趟，这个是我最大的收获，因为他给我明白到外面所谓的 phenomena 全部都是不是真的，是你要从你要从里面的去 aware outside，所以
外面的是 manifestation 嘛，that's why 假象哦，that's why 那个Dhamma Sharing 一切有为法嘛。如梦幻泡影 that is the meaning. Because the external manifestation is within the existential world, the conditioned world. So whatever within the conditioned world is dependent originating. That's why 有为法嘛。Then no reality, 如梦幻泡影。Then 如露亦如电，应作如是观。The message is the same. You have to seek within, silent. From that nature, you come out. Because that is the creation part. From the source, the first thing to come out is the awareness nature. Then from there, that is the one that can understand everything. You cannot go to the created thought, which is the mundane one. And that one take you Holland. You will get lost. Because that one like very real. Like everything is very exciting. Then it will create delusion, attachment, clinging, grasping. You hold on to the phenomenal world of consciousness and form. And that one like magician, the Buddha say, that characteristic of that consciousness, they say, consciousness is like the magician. It really create magic. It make you conscious like very real. Like you close your eye, everything gone. The moment you open, it manifests already. Everything arises already. Whatever you come to perceive, the conscious world, the phenomenal world, they arise already, like exist. But what is all this? It's dreamlike, illusionary, not what you think. When your nature see, it see the reality. It see all the movement, the manifestation. Then you know. He know you, he know me. Everything is just the way it is. Like the Buddha said, condition like that, things will be like that. Thing is just the way it is. Cannot be otherwise. Because this is reality. Suchness. Reality is. Truth is. Cannot be otherwise. You can like hold on to your memory, your views, your opinion, your conditioning, your belief system, and one thing's your way. As long as it's not nature's way, you suffer. Because the thing that decide is nature's condition. Nothing to do with what your mind wants, what you hold on to. That one is your own creation. So the cultivator of the way can see all this, can understand all this. So when you're on spiritual trip, when you have affinity with the grieving, that's why last time I remember when I went to Hsuan, Utai, the nature's energy of this grieving, they are very strong, even Puto-san, even Ermi-san. So when you have cultivated the awareness nature, you can draw. That's why I came to know they are ever radiating for the cultivator of the way. But their nature is there. It's how sensitive you are, how much cultivation you have developed to be able to tap and draw upon their nature's manifestation. So all this is what the spiritual understanding and cultivation is. But theirs is wisdom and energy born of their cultivation, their perfection, their wisdom, their whatever perfection over their course of cultivation. And this is what they can help cultivate all the way and cut short your training. That's why a lot of time the spiritual trip that I go, it arises because of causes and conditions. When I need to go certain places, the sign will come, the nature will understand, and it will move. Then when it's there, you will know that it's meant to be. Like a lot of things is meant to be. So continue here. Yeah,
Yeah, Virtue, 我忘记讲一个 part， 就是当我们那个车坏了又上车的时候，然后我就自然而然的在visualize 地藏王菩萨和念那个佛号。然后我的 heart area 那边一直开了，一直这样一直开，
you open up， you open up，
Then after that， 当我就是从那个九华山出来，然后我们去到黄山的时候，我们走黄山的时候，一个很 strange 的 thing happen， 就是我没有 height phobia 了
，completely become different，
不懂，我也不知道的，其实。当我在爬到很高，然后我看出去的时候，然后过了几个 way， 然后我一直看，然后忽然 inside， 诶，以前你不是怕高的吗？
对 ，that height phobia，
现在没有怕高。
You will know one because your seeing is different already, your understanding is different already. So all this childhood thing that you gone through one, no more. Like during the early day when I was very young, because of what my mother they all tell me, Chinese tradition and custom, you scared of darkness on. So when you sleep alone in a dark place, especially in my hometown, where electricity, I think, is a priceless commodity. And my father at that time, I think, one of the few shopkeepers that can afford to buy the bulbs and all those things and light it up. The rest all go kerosene and candlelight. So they try to save on electricity, of course. Then they try to minimize. So my father only spent money for me to study. The desk underneath where I study got 2 fluorescent tubes, very bright on. He spent the money. Then when they off that one, when I was young, 9 o'clock, all the whole kampong, dark, lights off already. That was the civilization, no entertainment, nothing. And the shop closed very early. So 9 o'clock, so normally what I do is, I will study until 10 o'clock. Then I will sleep. Then the routine is like that. But when light off, really pitch dark one, the whole area. Then the toilet is not our normal modern toilet, bucket system one, where the aroma from the wind, extra smell. Then when you drop the thing, the water also can splash out. So these are the things you experience that normal people don't go through. That's why all this is like when you were young, you experience. But funny, when I grew up also, I look back, like when you were young, that was the condition at that time, and you will have those phobia, fear of darkness and all those things. And like at that time, certain time of the year, I feel very cold. We have not enough clothing at that time. But as you grow up with the understanding that all this disappear, and later on, I not only don't have fear of darkness or what, that nature can be like completely within, then like nobody inside there, like the whole thing is with that nature. There's no fear, nothing, and that manifestation become very different. Then all the superstition, all those things are like completely rooted out after I came to know the Dhamma after 1989. Then that mind all transform. That's why you will go through this process and experience all this, like your car sickness no more. But when I know how to accord and flow and move with it, that's why in the bar last time I advise you, you just flow with it. Don't resist. Resistance is creating what they call like negativity, where you resist and so then you try to balance back and all things. But your accord and flow is very beautiful. Like the whole thing is one, like you're walking. When the breath and the awareness become one, you don't feel tired. There is a lot of joy, there's a lot of energy. Then the spiritual faculty is there. So all this you will come to understand, you will come to learn. And this is what cultivation is all about. That all these manifestations, they will unfold. So your height phobia, your classic, or slowly, it will like completely be understood and overcome, and you become different again. Very good. Continue, Sadhu.
过后的就是我们爬黄山。那爬黄山其实很难很累，因为我们在九华山爬了，然后再过去黄山是非常非常的累。对。但是其实我也走不动了，但是我 suddenly 里面跟我讲，你用你的 shoulder 跟你的 core muscle，然后你就没有这么累。然后我就慢慢的走，我们总算因为没有回头路的，一定要走完。
Yeah, that stretch, 黄山 very far on. That Tao Yu, I remember he tell me, he told me and Raymond. Raymond was carrying Yun Chan's bag also, 2 bags, and I only 1 bag. Then I also cannot take it already because so far. Then I asked the Tao Yu, 到了没有？ He said 很近了，很近了。I tell you, the 很近 the 10 minutes can be another hour. They follow crazy. Then finally, Raymond cannot take it also because he was 2 bags. He came and said, "Brother Teo, 对路." Then I confronted the fellow. I said, 不要再带我们去看东看西了，自自到 hotel. Then only he like panic. He said, okay, 现在去. Then actually he took us go around. Then I realized we come back. Because he said, 因为这个没有回头路的 you miss already, means you cannot see already. So he don't want to take us there because he don't want to come back again. He want us to see so that we don't complain. But he doesn't know. Everybody is so tired with the luggage. He's not here to see all this. He's here to actually, for the first time we go there, we want to experience all this. So later on, only he understand. That's why after that, another 15 or 20 minutes, we reached the hotel. And we were the first to reach. The rest all take their own sweet time, follow him, go Holland 1 round, and come on. So we were indeed quite fortunate. And because of that, I realized the Huang San, the nature is different. They don't have that type of wisdom energy, but the stillness energy is there because these are mountains. The vibration of the granite, everything, a very still one. The formation, the cloud, the nature. That's why you go to different place, you detect different energy. Like XinJiang, a lot of this stillness energy of the 草原, the grassland, the high mountain range, the snow-capped. They are very pristine, scenic, and all those things, and the vibration is very different, and it's very still. But when I was at the Pakwa Zhen, the energy is different. That one very strong. Means they really have understanding of that formation there.
You want to take us there again?
I already told you, it's all condition arising. I won't go there again unless it's special condition. There's no point. Then at this age, you better while you can still move. You have condition. Otherwise, don't force. Then my advice: don't go south. Go north. North is where that thing is, the nature and all those things. Yeah. Okay, continue. Sorry.
过后 Bertie 我们从黄山出来，然后我们在那个 one of the small town 叫义县的住了1晚，然后我们去了一个地方，然后因为那个行程要从黄山回去还是800公里，所以我们要把它 break down 成 overnight in the small town， 然后再 continue。对。然后去 Freddy 的 cousins 的 so called 叫老家，
老家，对。
然后当我们去他的老家的途中，就是有一点点的插曲啦，我们叫， 那个车他就那个朋友就把车驾进去一个山路，那个山路就石头路很难走，但是他是 saloon car 嘛，但是他跑得很快，所以那个车走到还没有到他的家的时候呢，已经有一点出了一点问题，然后我们就停下来。然后再过去就是又 continue 又在走，但是我是想说，这一切的一切，我们没有一点的 negativity，因为我是很把我自己这个所谓的全部交给地藏王菩萨，所以我没有一点都没有怕。所以当他的车回到他的 cousin brother 的家的前面哦，就说来。A few hundred meters away， 他整台车就停在那边，整个打压跌出来，哇！然后那个 bumper 跟这个打压就卡在那边，哇！我们每个就下车 ，you know，I mean， 真的没有，我不懂，我真的是 brother， 我没有一个 negativity of you know，what if what， 哦，没有，就是没有，就是这样，然后下来。然后就找该修车的修车，该干嘛的就干嘛，就OK， 就我们就去他家吃饭哦，吃饭，因为那天是地藏菩萨诞，所以我们去到他家，他们的传统就是你一去到他家要吃，就是客人要吃2个鸡腿。
OK。
我地藏诞我实在吃不下去，我不敢吃。当我一坐下去看到桌面上那个鸡的时候。就好像一个活生生的鸡在我面前，哇！我真不能吃，我告诉你，我真不能吃。然后我们大家就吃了一个，也是一个他们的习俗，吃蛋，平安蛋。哇，我们快点吃，平安回来。然后就在他那边，就待到8点多，也还没有修好，因为一直在下雨。然后我就祈求。天公爷爷可不可以不要下雨，让我们修好我们的车，然后赶路。那他真的不下，但过了一阵子还是下，因为撑不住了嘛，该下的还是下，我也能理解。然后过后，然后那台车就修到第2天，然后我们就他用他的 another cousin 的车就载我们去 town stay，然后我们就在那边到第2天的5点才有车回去。这整个行程我是想说的，其实可能你是说有惊无险，但是对我来讲就没有那个精致。就是一个 teaching， 一个给我们的去 develop 那个 understanding。whether 你在当下你能不能把你所学习的放在当下运用，能不能说在那当下你不会怕，你也不会说干嘛我坐了这个破车来，干嘛这个干嘛那个，就完全没有。对，所以其实我其实 radio 讲真的，当我还没有上他的车，我里面已经有一个 message 跟我说，坐你的车可以吗？真的有这个，但是我不可能讲出来，因为他也是很诚心的，你可以跟他叫他送分享一点，他们真的。跟我们跟我们走这一趟真的不容易，不容易，真的不容易。我其实是非常感恩，为什么？因为我跟地藏王菩萨结下的因缘，还有我这一趟去，可能就是因为就是一个 beginning，然后我是里面是心想，当我去到我是 full of joy， 如果凯拉米达如果有兴趣，我们还可以再去。因为我还要去，还要想要去还愿，就是说把盖阿弥达跟地藏王菩萨结下这个 affinity 的这个使命这样子，所以其实有惊无险。我其实坦白说我没有惊，因为我相信该发生的就会发生，该怎么的就怎么。
It meant to be will be。
所以当我回来，我 reflect 回去哦，我们那个车其实在 highway 已经陡的不能走了，不能走，真的不能走。但是我们是逼着我们走，因为没有选择，你的车就必须得还有300公里才到泉州。So 当下有些人会说，不要走了，不能了，不能，但是不能。他的 cousin brother 也很 confident，走， 叫那个 driver 直走罢了，半路我们就停咯，停 rest 一下就再走。其实整个这个行程回来，我心里面是再 reflect 回去，整个所有的发生，完全没有的安排的。
对，
我只是上了那台车
It's what nature is.
Echo and flow. 本来说是去黄山先的，然后改去九华山，就他们讲什么我们就跟着走了。因为我们大家都是一个就好像阿松这样，我这样，我们大家是一个就说我们明白人家陪我们出来已经很不容易了，很感恩了。所以我在整个的这个过程里面学到很多 Brother。首先我要感恩 Brother 所教给我的所有的佛法，让我在这一个这么所谓的惊喜的行程里面。
That is where the test is, understand? The thing will manifest. Sometimes it's like meant to be for you to go through so that you understand. Even our trip to XinJiang, I tell you, they don't know what happened. Actually, before we went, I already sensed something like the trip is meant to be, and like all our spiritual trip, the weather, everything will be very beautiful, very conducive, like something is there to take care of all things. So actually when we reached the first night, we got 2 flights, Urumqi, almost 10 something already. Then the Taoyu met up with us, took us to the bus, then told us what now. He said, 1 week before we arrived, it has been snowing and raining non-stop before we arrived. So it seemed the Kanas area, the highland area, the places is all snowing. Then he said, weather forecast still no good, a lot of rain and all this thing. Then inside my heart, I just smiled. I said, never mind, let things be. Then after that, he was so surprised. Day after day, over the whole 11 days, either sunny or windy or cloudy, no rain. Whatever rain is very like drizzle, very light, and it's not an issue at all. Then go to all the high mountain where it's supposed to be very cold and all that. He says suddenly, surprisingly, it's supposed to rain, weather forecast, never rain. Then the sunshine came out, the heat. That's why it become very conducive. Then what happened, the most amazing thing is that day 26, we supposed to leave Urumqi, 25th, sorry, leave Urumqi, go to Guangzhou, and stay the night, the next morning, early flight. You know what happened? 26th that morning, early flight. The moment we fly out, we reach KL, then the next morning we receive this video. That whole Kanas area when we were there, snow again, until the bus stopped all full of snow. Then the comment was, if we were there, we would have been trapped. Then I wrote a very wielded message. I said, now only we all start to understand how lucky we were, how fortunate we were while we were there the 11th day. Either sunny or windy or cloudy and hardly any rain or snow. And it's like meant to be. That's why they are very happy. But they don't know what happened. Because when you have that parami, things will go your way. So do not worry, do not panic. And when I was there, the bus, I look at the driver. He's a Muslim, but he's a good driver. Then I look at the tire. I say, I traveled so long in China. The tire never punctured on it. The bus tire, and we also travel every day 300-400 kilometers. The 11th day is almost, I think, 3,000-4,000 kilometers easily. Of course, one of it is we take the high-speed rail, 5 hours, but the bus driver drive 10 hours to reach that place where we're supposed to meet him. So all this, that's why meant to be will be. Nothing happened, the tire, no problem. So I think they must have some form of maintenance or what. That's why you go by all this public transport that they cater for, I realize in China the bus driver, they are very good. Especially Uttaisan, so winding and mountainous. No? Then last time I remember we went to this one, Nielgoa, you remember? Wow, so winding, no, go down valley, come out, everything in the curve, everywhere. And nothing happened, no. The whole trip, I look at it, it's a marvel, man. Not to say accident, tire puncture also don't have. And the whole bus are like non-stop for so many days. So sometimes things are really amazing. And because I think in China, the drivers are good. They got to maintain. I realize they wash their bus on. They are very proud and they check the tires, everything. And I haven't seen it break down. Maybe after that trip, they will send it to the workshop and take another bus or what. Yeah, you better continue. Another 7 more minutes. Yeah.
Brother, that's about all.
Okay.
其实我回来之后，我发觉到我的 meditation 又好像不一样。
不一样了。because when you are there, especially when you walk every day, you're very tired. Your nature actually draw, and the energy very strong. That's why every time I travel during that spiritual trip, the nature's energy very strong. Then when I come back, my body will rest then it will like recuperate and absorb all this nature's energy in. And I felt it's very different. That is like open up the whole thing inside there. Every trip is like that. Even this present one, when I was at the Park Water, the energy was so. Before I reached and when I was inside there, the whole day, so strong. There's a type of energy very strong. It's meant to be for me to actually draw from it and I think they also draw my nature's energy. Because you can feel it, it's something like both ways, not you draw alone, they draw yours. Now my nature is different. That's why you go retreat, if you have the faith also, that collective consciousness you will draw. And especially when I share the Dhamma, I tell you the vibration is different. You attentively listen to the faith, everything will go in. Everything will go in. And you become very different. Then after that 8 or 9 days, when you come down, you may have a lot of joy. But when you reach home, you collapse like a piece of log, I tell you. Very drained and all those things. But after you recuperate, the next few days, you become beautiful. And you can feel your heart area different. And when you are there, you have the faith and the understanding. Your understanding will actually unfold. Then it becomes very still. The nature becomes very still. And you will go through a lot of transformation. And this round, I believe, quite a number will go through cessation. So all these are possible. Have faith and develop this affinity and understanding. Okay.
Brother, lastly, 我要感恩 Freddy， 因为其实这个 trip 其实是没有的，因为我的女儿其实叫我过去，然后我不懂怎样 somehow 我的心里面 suddenly 降到九华山出来，然后我就跟她说去九华山，她就说好去，然后就 arrange 这样子。所以感恩 Freddy， 感恩我的家人很 support 我，感恩佛菩萨，感恩 Brother Joe， 感恩 Mita， 还有感恩阿松陪我走这一段，感恩大家给我时间分享，希望大家 have faith， 因为真的念佛真的 当你真的 call to mind， 就以前没说 call to mind， 我也不明白。但是当你真的 visualize 他们的所谓的慈悲，
when you have the faith，
对他们的慈悲，他为众生的付出，
correct， the great compassion，
对，所以你就会有一个不一样的感觉，然后你的心就跟他很相应。
对对对，
因为我们观念他，他也观念我们，好像不然就讲他们 ready 来 guide 我们。
They are ever ready in their nature for the cultivator of the way， and 你感应得到了 ，really 感应得到了 ，and you draw and you know then you a lot of gratitude and like joy, then you thank them. That's why I always say you must thank all the great beings for their blessing, protection, and guidance. And all this, they are all the time there, helping and doing all this because of affinity, because of what you understand, and you make that what they call aspiration. That's why every time you pay respect, you should have gratitude and thank them for all the blessing, protection, and guidance. These three things are very important. So protection is for my mind. That's why when you travel, you are safe. Blessing is the blessing of the Dhamma protector, everything. You will be like protected, blessed, taken care of. Then guidance is the understanding that you need. At that time, it will manifest. It will unfold. Very good. Sadhu.
Yeah, Brother. 其实我们过去世跟今世或者很多事我们做错很多东西，
对，
但是只要我们诚心的改过，
对，
就好像 Brother 讲安古利马拉放下屠刀就立地，
杀了这么多人
立地就成佛。所以我想跟大家讲，其实我也是一个很坏的人，所以当我告诉我自己我要改过。我一定要改过，然后菩萨就一直在改我，
对
，especially 地藏王菩萨，那让我吃素那几年，就是给我洗掉所有的一切的业障，所以感恩谢谢大家听我的分享，感恩阿弥陀佛。
阿弥陀佛 ，Let us rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Very good. So song one maybe next round. Thursday class. The next Thursday class 2 days time. So that one we can get song to share his 30 days retreat second part and maybe whatever Juhasan experience. Okay. The other thing that I want you all to understand is when Joyce was here today, we even talk about because there are other things that is related. Then they say, what will happen if people have too wrong view, delusion, do a lot of all those things? Then I quoted the same, I said, like Angulimala. Yet he became an Arahant. That's why you must have affinity. The affinity with this great being, you don't know one. Then sometimes out of delusion, during the course of samsara, you don't know what you do, understand? Even I gave her the example, like the XinJiang incident the Buddha went through, and also the meal that he had forced to take, that upset his stomach and all those things, but sincerely offered by the owner that invited him. It's because during the distant past, when he was a kid, he didn't know. There was a Pajeka Buddha come as a kid. He go and take sand and put into his bath. That's why he suffered that karmic. And XinJiang incident is because certain line he did certain thing that caused people to be accused or blamed. Then he kena, even as a Samasa Buddha. So no cultivator can be free of delusional activity of the past. Where samsara is very long. That's why I used to share with you all. Don't think you already a great cultivator. Very unlikely you will do wrong thing or have negative karmic conditioning. You can go and believe all those, but I can warn you, along that distant past samsara, what you have done, you may never understand. So that's why I say, to avoid condition, so that there is no or little condition for it to manifest is very important. That's what my nature know. That's why because of that, I realize so far so good. Touch wood, very lucky. Nothing of this unfold yet. Because like sometimes I used to share with people. Last time my physics teacher asked me why I lock my car. You remember the new car I bought? I told him that time the Otis, the new car, was very popular. A lot of people want to steal. I told him not because I don't have confidence. I have love and compassion for those things that might happen. They don't know who my nature is, and they go and steal my car, get into trouble. Then I say, you might as well, you think like that, no need to lock your car. And I put the car key there with the engine running. You see what will happen to your car. Because you avoid the condition, you make it more difficult for people to steal and do. So that is to prevent unnecessary karmic. Because this type of karmic, when it happens, it hit back, it can be very severe. So if you have all this understanding, you attend to all this, it will mitigate a lot of things. That because of what you did, it actually gives rise to what they call karmic conditioning that can help you to avoid all this. Understand? So that in future, none of this, even during the non-sasana, when you are born in civilization or period of existence where there is no Dhamma, you also won't get lost because of your karmic inheritance, because you are so concerned and so caring. Then you will not end up committing all these things. Otherwise, you never know, because when you allow the condition to manifest, it can just happen. Like you leave the car with the engine running and the key there. You are in Dubai, different. I was told in Dubai, you leave the car running, nobody take your car. But the penalty is very severe. And they got camera everywhere, like China. So all these are the understanding. Okay, I think we should end. Let us rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let us share merit. Akasata cha bhumata Vanaga mahindika Punyang tang anumoditwa Chirang rakantu loka sasana Ita wata chamihi Sampadan punya sampadan Sabbe deva anumodantu Sabba sampati siddhya Idang me nyatinang hotu Sukhita hontu nyatayo Idang me nyatinang hotu Sukhita hontu nyatayo Idang me nyatinang hotu Sukhita hontu nyatayo Devo asatukalena Sasu sampati hetu cha Vito bhavatu loko cha Raja bhavatu dhammiko Imina punyang kamena Mame bala samagamo Satang samagamo hotu Yawa nivana patiya Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, you can now pay respect mindfully to Lord Buddha, Kuan Bodhisattva, and all the worthy ones. Then we end. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay.